What's going on, y'all? This is Dennis, and this is Tech Thursday on Thursday. Last week we did it on Friday, but this week, Thursday is here. And today is a special day on Tech Thursday. Today is Dongle Day. Dongle Day on Tech Thursday. What the heck are we talking about? What's a dongle? And what are we doing over here? Well, we are going to talk about your vehicle, some questions that we've gotten on your vehicles, and some questions regarding the OBD port. You even know what your OBD port is? Well, we're going to talk about it. We're going to tell you what it is. We're going to show you some stuff. And we're going to talk about some dongles. We are super excited about our dongles here at Melloy. So last week we had Tech Thursday on our Ford store. So we've got 3 stores. So this is the new home of Tech Thursday here on the Melloy Los Lunas TV channel. And so we are going to be talking to you every week on this channel because we've got 3 stores here: Ford, Chevrolet, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. And I really thought about doing like one Tech Thursday for each store. That ain't happening. So we're going to do one big show. This is the big show. And so we are going to take a look at Dongle Day on Tech Thursday today. So first, let's talk about your OBD port. So what is the OBD port on your car? And this was one of the questions that we received last week after our show. So we're going to talk about that. It works out because today we have been installing dongles. And here's a dongle. This is a dongle. And you can also get dongles for your computer. I looked it up. Nobody knows why we call them dongles, but it's things you plug into stuff, and there they are. So this is a dongle. And what it does is it plugs into your OBD2 port in your vehicle. And it doesn't matter what you drive. You can have anything newer than a 1996 vehicle should have an OBD port. Usually you can find your OBD port, and it depends on the vehicle, but usually you can find your OBD port underneath the dashboard, like under the steering wheel, right there, like where your feet go. There's your OBD port. Some vehicles have them in different places. Some are on the side of the front of the vehicle. Every vehicle is a little bit different, but usually they're right underneath the dashboard. And that OBD port is, OBD stands for onboard diagnostics. So your vehicle has different computers. It has an engine control module, a transmission control module. It's got all kinds of different modules and computer systems that all feed into this system. And the OBD system has a port, and you can read your vehicle information. So I'll show you. I have visual aids this week. Don't you like it? So look, this is what most people commonly think of when they think of an OBD scanner. So last week, if you joined us on our show, we talked about engine lights. Like if your engine light comes on, what's it mean? What do you do? Those kind of things. So if you have an engine light on, you can go somewhere and they can plug in an OBD scanner to the port, wherever it is, under your dash. And right here is going to show some codes. And those codes give us an idea of what may be wrong with your vehicle. So the onboard diagnostic, OBD, and we're on version 2 now, OBD2. So you plug this in, it reads the OBD codes, and those codes show up on the scanner here. So what we've got going is that's the scanner, and that scanner is going to give you different codes. Now, some codes may be pretty easy to diagnose. Sometimes they're not. So that's what these are for. So these are kind of vehicle specific. The one that I showed you, this one right here, pretty generic. It'll plug into most any vehicle and read codes. But we have some vehicle specific ones, like this dongle is for General Motors vehicles. And the advantage to that is when you plug this in to that onboard diagnostic port, not only does it look maybe for engine codes or other codes, but it can also read other information. And when tied into the General Motors system, it can also give you warranty information, recall information. It'll read all kinds of information, and it transmits it back to us. And so when you visit us, we plug in a dongle. That's why it's dongle day. So we plug in the dongle, plug it in. The system shows us a lot of information on your vehicle. And so that's what a dongle is. So this one right here is for a Jeep, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram vehicles, but it's the same port. All the ports are the same, but this one just transmits the information back through the Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram system and gives us the same kind of information that we get from the dongle for Chevy. So, I don't know. Did I bore you yet? Anyway, look. So we're talking about dongles. We're talking about your OBD port. So the question came up last week. This was the question that we got. The question we got was, why can't I just go plug in and read the code and be able to fix the problem? Because sometimes, here's what happens. And the question really involved, it was kind of specific, but the question involved a problem with an electric system. And although the OBD reader may show you certain information there, it doesn't show you exactly what it is. For instance, one of the most common things that you may see for an engine light, it may show you a code that reads back to an oxygen sensor. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. There could be other things around that oxygen sensor, and sometimes it doesn't show you there may be more than one oxygen sensor. So these readers, they're good. I use, this is mine. I use it, on certain, maybe we're looking to buy a vehicle and the engine light's on. We get a quick idea of what it might be. But the advantage to having a dongle like this one, is that those dongles actually tie in and give us more information. That gives us more information on where specifically to start looking if you've got a problem on your vehicle. So it's kind of exciting to have some dongles. Look, these are new. The General Motors ones were new. We've had the ones for Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram for a little bit, but there you go. So the question comes up, well, can't I just go get one of these? Sure you can. In fact, look, I even had a page ready. Here, hold on. Here, let's go here. So if you look at what I'm showing you some information, like if you want to see what the OBD port is, there it is on Google. You can Google that thing. But check this out. If you look and you just put in OBD2 scanner, look, you can go buy them. You can buy these scanners, and you can get them on Amazon, or you can get them all over the place. And they're all kinds of different prices. Man, there's a whole bunch of them. Looks like we should go into the OBD2 scanner business. That seems like a popular thing. But here's the problem. So you go get your scanner here, like, you get, let's see. Oh, we'll go here. We'll get this one for, I don't know, that one. Oh, here you go. Oh, wow, that one's cheap. Look at that one. You can get that one for $19 at Walmart. So that seems like a great deal. You kind of get what you pay for. So, again, it may direct you to the right area of your vehicle that's not working, but it's not going to give you a lot of really specific information. Now, there are some on here that probably are more money, like this one. Ooh, this one looks fancy. $146 at AutoZone. You can go get one of these. But it's still going to show you the same information. It's only going to narrow down the error that you're getting, that code that's coming up. It's going to narrow it down maybe a little bit more than the one that was $20. But you're still going to have to go in and actually search and see what's going on. Because just because it throws a O2 sensor code or something like that, that may not actually be what's going on. Because, sometimes I've even had them, I've had them where it's thrown the oxygen sensor code, and it really wasn't. It was another evap leak. There was a leak in the system somewhere else. So I don't know. All I'm saying is this is a dongle, and this is Dongle Thursday because it sounded fun. Um, and what I'm also telling you is that when you bring them in, if you bring us your vehicle, we can plug these in and get really, really good information just off that OBD port. So that's what your OBD port is. It sits under your dash. The onboard diagnostic information comes right there. Either the dongle or one of these readers that I've got reads that information and displays you a code. So there's the answer to that question. What's an OBD port? That's what it is. And I just tied it into dongles because we were installing some of these today. So one of the other questions that came up last week that we got was, how often should I change my oil? I got 2 questions. I didn't get a bunch of questions. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I got all kinds of questions. Not a lot of you watched me. I was kind of hurt, but that's okay. I'll get over it. So one of the other questions that we got, though, was how often should I change my oil? And so we were talking about it, and that's kind of, it used to be an easy answer, right? Old school, like old guys like me think, oh, change your oil every 3,000 miles or 3 months. And that's always been, that's been kind of the thing. So it's not always true now, though. Now, in very severe conditions, you may want to change your oil that often. Nothing wrong with it. But now manufacturers have, for a couple reasons. One, the materials that they use to build the engines, a little more durable. The tolerances that they built in to the engines, everything fits a little better. But also the oil that we use, the way the system uses the oil, all that's improved. So, for instance, a synthetic or semi-synthetic oil, and the difference here is when we talk about oil, you usually, old school guys like me, talk about conventional oil. That means we drill a hole in the ground, we pull some oil out, and that's what we put in our cars. But a synthetic or a semi-synthetic oil is more molecularly stable. So it doesn't break down as fast as those old conventional oils. So an oil change interval a lot depends on your vehicle. Most right now usually start around 5,000 miles. But again, it depends on your driving situation. And especially here in New Mexico, you may be driving in more severe conditions because of dust, because of heat and cold all in the same day. There's certain things that play into that. But you need to consult your owner's manual. Last week on our program, we looked at the owner's manual for some warning indication lights. And so look in your manual, and it will have scheduled maintenance. But always remember that New Mexico really should be considered severe driving situations. So use that schedule. So as far as how often do you change your oil? I don't know. It depends on the oil that you use, depends on your vehicle. But as a rule of thumb, figure about 5,000 miles is the right number. Although a full synthetic, could be more. But you don't want to put it off. Your oil change is a super important part of maintenance on your vehicle. And so whatever you choose, whatever schedule you follow to choose, follow it. Don't change your oil never. I had a customer that did that. They bought a car and didn't know that oil changes were part of it, and then their engine failed and had a question as to why. So don't do that. Make sure and get your oil changed. The nice thing is that with our dongles, look, it all comes back to dongles. With our dongles, when we plug this in and it comes through the system to us, it will give you, and we'll share it with you, it'll give you your scheduled maintenance that's due every time you come in. So when you come in, dongles are good. We like our dongles. So time for a commercial. We haven't done a commercial yet. My name is Dennis. This is Melloy Auto Group in Los Lunas, New Mexico. just a few minutes south of Albuquerque. We've got our Ford store, Melloy Ford, Melloy Chevrolet, Melloy Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and this month it's, hey Arlene, what month is it? That's right, it's Trucktober. She's right, Trucktober. So this is Trucktober. If you're looking for a truck, you need to come down and see us. Hey, if you're truck gang, I don't know if the guy ever trademarked truck gang. I don't know if we can say that. Um, but this is Trucktober. We've got a bunch of trucks. If you're looking for a vehicle, come see us. If you're looking for a truck, I mean, we've got new trucks arriving every day. Plus, we've got a pretty good inventory of used vehicles, including 3,500 dually vehicles, diesel vehicles. Whatever you're looking for, come see us. There's our commercial. How's that? That's pretty good, huh? Um, so what else? So those were the kind of the two questions that we got last month. So here's what I want you to do. First, smash that subscribe button if you're watching this. Subscribe to this channel. This is the new home of Tech Thursday. Plus, I want some questions. If you've got a question about your vehicle, it can be as specific as you want. We'll get you an answer. We're going to use the technicians that we've got. We've got 3 stores worth of technicians. We've got service advisors that have been in the business for a very long time, and can usually hear some symptoms and give us an idea of what might be wrong with the vehicle. If you've got questions about maintenance, like we talked about your oil changes, if you've got questions about anything regarding your vehicle, technical related, smash that subscribe button, give us the question, and next week we will tie it in and answer that question online. We're not taking phone calls yet, but maybe we'll do that even someday. But right now, just give us a question in the comments. We'll go back through them. I did get a comment last week that I didn't understand, but I think it was spam, so we'll skip that one. I don't see any questions here. We are done. That's Dongle Thursday. For Tech Thursday, I'm Dennis. This is Tech Thursday. We're done. If you got any question about the dongles, if you got any question about your OBDII port, put them in the comments, and we will get to them next week. So